Man, is it safe to say the Panthers might be one of the worst teams in the league at the moment? What was this game? Um, just gonna say it now. I think Dave Canales has to get fired, and it might be time to move on from Bryce Young. Um, there's no reason you should go from blowing out the Falcons 30-0 to losing this game how they did. I mean, they put their first drive together, got a touchdown, and did nothing after that until the very end of the game where they got a garbage time touchdown. And that wasn't even Bryce Young. That was Andy Dalton who came into the game. Um, Bryce Young looked awful. He was overthrowing the ball. He was taking sacks he shouldn't have. He just wasn't. I don't know what happened. This doesn't look like QB that should be in the league, and that hurts to say because I've been an avid Bryce Young believer. I want Bryce Young to succeed. Yes, it hurts having three wide receivers out in Jalen Coker, Moore, and Xavier Legette. Um, yes, it hurts in missing Austin Corbett, and I forget who the other lineman is who got injured earlier in the season, who's out for the full season, but yes, it hurts to be on third string no linemen. Yes, it hurts the defense to be missing their rookies and their starters. But dude, it looked like nobody came to play. Um, the tight ends looked decent. Um, the run game really went nowhere. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard tried. I mean, I know Chuba got some decent fantasy points for the most part. Yes, I'm comparing fantasy football in this, but man, you let a kick return get scored for a touchdown. You almost let a second one get returned for a touchdown. You let them score so many unanswered points. You don't put up any points of your own. You fail to move the ball. You fail to convert on third down. Um, like, there is no reason the Panthers should have lost this game as badly as they did, especially coming off a game where they won 30-0. Um, I think there was just a lot of issues everywhere. Dave Canales is not as good as a coach as I once thought he was going to be. I think Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers offense that they had really carried Dave Canales into looking like a competent head coach and a QB whisperer, because man, I have not seen any of that. We had glimpses of Bryce Young looking decent last season, but that's all it was glimpses. I mean, he looked pretty good against the Chiefs, pretty good against the Eagles, but he carried none of that momentum into this season. I mean, they drafted another first-round wide receiver for him. Whoops. And it just still hasn't panned out. I think the Panthers are going to end up at the very best 5-12 this season, just because I think the Saints are worse than we are. So, you get a win or two there. Possibly beat the Jets. A few other teams they could possibly be beaten, but man, this was a rough game to watch, especially as a Panthers fan. I mean, I knew that high from last week wasn't going to last as long as it did, but I at least wanted it to carry in at least partially into this week, keep it a close game. But yeah, you saw none of that. So it really makes you wonder, is Bryce Young the issue? Is it Dave Canales' play calling? Is it just the team as a whole? I'm leading Dave Canales and Bryce Young. That's personally where my head is, which sucks. Because when we got Dave Canales, I was just like, okay, then it's a really good pickup. Um, Bryce Young, obviously, he's had the flashes, but nothing has ever come from him. That's the biggest issue. I mean, this season he's one of the worst when it comes to third down conversions. One of the worst for passing yards. One of the worst for passing completions. He has one of the worst QBRs. There's a lot of turnovers. There's just not a lot I can say about this game. Not that everybody's already thinking it. I don't think the Panthers are the worst team in the league. I do believe the Saints and the Titans are still worse than them, and I do think there's a very slim hope that the Panthers can turn it around, once Jalen Coker comes back, once Xavier Leggett comes back. But like I said, it's a slim hope. This was pitiful at best. I mean, there's really not I can be happy about this week, especially considering how many injuries we had throughout the game. This was a tough game to watch. I wanted to turn it off. Actually, I did turn it off multiple times, and I came back to watch it, and it just got worse and worse and worse. But as upset as I am, dude, I'm not gonna bail on my Panthers. Still my team. Still gonna rep them. Still gonna root for them week after week. But this game puts a sour taste in anybody's mouth. Especially those who have been lifelong Panthers fans like myself, who just want to see us be good again. I mean, God. I think it's time for the Panthers to panic. I think they need to fix so many things that it feels like we're basically right back at square one of a rebuild. Except this time we don't have any pieces. I mean, we've traded off Chris McCaffrey, Brian Burns, DJ Moore. We can't really retain people because nobody wants to play for a losing team. Except JC Horn. Love JC Horn. He's probably like one of the few good things the Panthers actually have going for them. But outside of that, it's rough, man. It's rough. I mean, I do like Rico Dowdle. I do like Chuba Hubbard. I think McMillan, if he could just, catch the ball and have better hands, is going to be great. But that's just something I have to see. But yeah, that's all from me. I'll have some reactions to like the Giants-Charger games and a few other games coming up here soon. But man, this game hurt to watch. Alright, I'm signing out. You guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoy the video. If you guys want, I will try to give a more in-depth analysis of why I think the Panthers are going to be bad for the next couple seasons and what they really have to do right now to start contending within the next couple years instead of following the same Panther cycles. That's up to you guys, but anyways, I'm out of here.